People need to hear the truth. I always do my best to show godly love. Hearts in Australia have become hardened in a way I have never seen. My soul was very grieved by what happened on this train. Well, that's a bit dramatic, but okay, let's see what horrific acts of savagery were committed on some poor, unsuspecting person just trying to share some godly love with the people of Australia. Certainly couldn't be both not that big a deal and completely fair reaction from people or anything like that. That never happens.
Hello, Sydney. Allow me 3 minutes of your time if you don't mind.
Mate, I don't know if you know this, but that's not Sydney. Sydney, Australia, is like a whole city worth of people. That's about 20, maybe 30 folks at most. What you should have said is, hello random train worth of people. See, we're moments in and you're already getting everything wrong. I would say shonk, but I'm not really shonked at all.
Alright, I'm not here to offend anyone, I'm here to give you hope.
You're here to spread hope and not to offend anyone. Well, I'm here to spread despair, and I f***ing well want to offend every single last one of you filthy, worthless human scum. You're all absolutely awful, and you should be ashamed of yourselves. Especially all of you. Ew.
My name is Philip Blair, I'm from the United States. I want to talk to you about where you're going in life.
You're from the United States? Well, I am the surprise. You're famously a nation of people who just keep to themselves and would absolutely never try to force your opinions on a tube filled with people literally unable to escape you. Also, they know where they're going. They're on a frigging train. If none of them knew where they were going, it would be a pretty shit one, really.
Right, we're all rushing through life. We're all on a train. We're all going somewhere. I want to ask you, what is the purpose of your life?
Well, I think most people's purposes in life is to get on with shit and not completely ruin other people's days by shouting garbage in a place that no one can get out of. You know, like the opposite of what you're doing. I mean, when you started this spiel, did anyone pump their fist in the air and shout, "Oh yeah, random train speech, that's what I wanted today"? No, in fact, they're all not trying to look at you in the face, because this shit is just the worst.
Are you living to work and working to live? I know what it's like to strive on the corporate ladder, okay?
Of course, asinine, cliched platitudes. That's just what people need when they're likely either going home from a long day at work or on their way to another day of drudgery. Also, you know what it's like to be on the corporate ladder? I'm sure you do, but then they asked you to leave. I'm certain that's not going to become a pattern.
But I have left everything, and I've been to over 28 countries in the last 2 years to share the gospel of Jesus Christ.
And there it is. That's when literally everyone checked the out. Even, or perhaps especially, the Christians among the crowd, who get enough of this shit on a Sunday, they don't need it while they're trying to get a minute apiece on a ride to or from wherever. Also, you did this all around the world. Well, you certainly didn't do it in my corner of the planet, because 5 seconds of this shit and you would have been stabbed by a chav. In fact, you wouldn't have needed to be doing anything really. We do have famously stabby chavs.
And I'm not trying to talk to you about religion. I'm here to talk to you so that you might have hope for tomorrow and every day that follows.
You're not here to talk about religion. You're just here to share the gospel of Jeebus Cripes. I don't think you know what that word means, mate. That's literally you sharing religious texts and ideas. I think what he really means is, if you have a different worldview, he doesn't want to discuss it with you, because new ideas are hard and probably better than his, and he just ain't about that. Growing as a human being shit.
Because many of you are hurting, and you're going to the wrong places.
Oh, well, I'm hurting all right. Apparently we're on the wrong train. Fuck. But I got an appointment to see my whiskey guy. If I don't get there on time, I might not be able to have double the gross national profit in barrels of booze. How am I supposed to get through the next 16 hours without that? Shit!
We care more about saving the whales than we care about saving our unborn children.
Yeah, the whales. What did they ever do for us? What we need to do is make sure there are as many humans on this limited planet as possible, so that we can then leave them all to die. I'm not joking, it'll be f***ing great. Free food for me. It's a win-win. For me.
We care about how deep our...
Thank you.
Oh, we were all waiting for that. This is Australia, and someone was bound to get sick of his shit. And hell, how polite was that, really? He could have said, "Okay, mate, time to shut up. No one's listening, idiot. You can stop now, especially with where you're apparently going. We don't want to hear it, and maybe you should get a goddamn clue." And that still would have been too freaking polite.
Nope. I'm not gonna stop because I love you that much.
Oh, wow. Well, f*** you, buddy. You come in here yelling absolutely pointless garbage. You're asked insanely nicely to stop, and even though he didn't say it in as many words, you clearly completely understood that's what he meant. But of course, you're not gonna stop because you love them. AKA, you're allowed to do whatever you want to these people because you are the moral arbiter of their lives and they must listen to your shit against their wills. How very moral.
Okay, we have to return to living in a moral way.
Okay, there's like 3 things there. Have to. Why? What moral way? Your moral way? Because finally, what makes you think that the moral way of a lot of people alive today isn't absolutely fine? At least for the most part. I don't know if you know this, but the moral way you're prescribing is based on a time when, even with your clear anti-abortion stance, hardly any children made it to adulthood anyway. That's why they had so f***ing many. And people who did make it that far would constantly die of shit that was completely avoidable. And then let's not even start on the shit they would do to each other, often based on those oh so wonderful morals. How about no, mate?
Our children
are
are going up.
Anywhere, thank
Our
you.
children are
you have
growing
no
up.
more right than anyone else on this bus. Just shut up.
God damn, that guy's my frickin' hero. Okay, he doesn't seem to know the difference between a train and a bus, but it's a stressful situation. We can give him that one. But yeah, mate, shut up. You, for reasons beyond me, think that it is your right to invade the auditory canals of literally everyone on that train, all of whom have basically no way to get away from you. And you think any of them should give a single, solitary, dogshit-caked fuck what morals you're espousing. Apparently, you never heard of the old moral, shut the hell up when no one wants to listen to your shit. I think it's in Deuteronomy.
No.
Yeah, shut up.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got 2 shut-ups. That's 2 shut-ups. Do I hear 3 shut-ups? I'm looking for 3 shut-ups. Or maybe a cram it, buddy. A close your goddamn mouth, chump. Perhaps we could get a good old-fashioned silence, fool. I would also accept pipe down, put a sock in it, give it a rest, can it, belt it, and of course, just a loud, sustained shh. Anything that gets him to stop.
This train.
3 minutes of your time, all right? 3 minutes of your time. I love you.
Yep, there's another one. And mate, if you really loved me, you might, I don't know, not make me want to kill myself? Or is this like sibling love, where you just annoy the shit out of those that you apparently care for cause, no thanks. If I was in the market for more brothers and sisters, I wouldn't have put my current ones in a meat grinder, would I?
And I want you to know that there is peace found in Jesus Christ. That He can save you from any situation and He can deliver you from anxiety.
I don't know what that other guy is saying, but I can't deny the crosstalk is just hilarious and is obviously making it much, much harder to listen to gobshite here. And frankly, he can't do shit about it, otherwise be shown as the massive hypocrite he likely is. Again, absolutely hysterical. Damn Australia, you savage.
Fear.
Oh,
worry,
mate, if you ask for our time, we have the right to say no. We're not giving it to you.
Well, isn't that just an absolutely fantastic point? Because that's always the assumption of these people, that if they ask for something, that being your time in this instance, that automatically entitles them to take it. But yeah, no mate, they absolutely have the right to tell you to shut the f*** up. And frankly, if you were actually asking, that's exactly what you should do. Of course you weren't asking though, were you? So let's see what brilliant reasoning you have as to why you should get to keep being a totally obnoxious goon.
So it's all to do with
Why are you so triggered, my friend?
Oh, that's it, you got roasted, old man. He said, why am you the triggered? That's just devastating. Next he's gonna call you a cuck. And that's certainly not an admission on his part that he's got literally fucking nothing and maybe should in fact shut his pie hole, sit down and give everyone else on the train some peace. An absolute pillock.
Why won't you just shut up?
Because I love you that much.
Speak quietly
I know.
to someone
And
who
one
wants
day
to
you're going to
listen.
stand before the throne of God.
Wait, was that he's gonna stand in front of God's toilet? Oh man, you don't want to do that. It turns out that God is that guy who goes around to every public toilet in the land and just shits and pisses absolutely anywhere, unless it's, the frickin' toilet. I don't know, man. It makes sense to me. Only an omnipresent bastard would be able to ruin literally every single toilet I have ever seen in a pub, bus station, or indeed train ever. I guess God really is all around us.
And you're going to account for everything that you have done. Repent, Sydney, for your sin.
Well, that escalated quickly. I thought old mate was the one who was triggered, but you're the one shouting at an entire frigging city for their checks, notes, sins, whatever the those are supposed to be. I mean, I'm not surprised he's so mad though, with all the disrespect he's getting. He's such a poor victim of the situation he is the cause of. How sad.
Repent before it's too late.
People just getting off the train and completely ignoring him has him totally flustered there, doesn't it? This is not going how he expected at all. I assume he thought that everyone would be high-fiving him and giving him soapy tit wanks and all that. But instead, they're ignoring him at best and outright calling him out at, well, a lot of them at this point is pretty great.
There's power in the name of Jesus to change your life. I care about you, that's why I'm telling you the truth.
I mean, are you though? You didn't even tell them the truth about this being 3 minutes of their time when it's already been 4.5 billion years. Or maybe that's just because your little ninja sermon is so freaking boring that it felt like it's been happening since the formation of the goddamn earth.
There's only one name under heaven given to us whereby we can be saved, as Jesus Christ.
Man, that rolling of his eyes, this guy is really not into the whole God thing, is he? I mean, regardless of how much people don't give a crap about your spiel, you should be so excited to do this. It's the Lord's oh so convincing work that it just shouldn't matter what everyone thinks. Damn, man, maybe no one should believe.
I'm here because I care about you.
I love the way that he didn't say shit to make sure that all these people were on the train before spinning up again, so that it's too late for most of them to hop off and grab a different carriage or, train entirely. It's almost like he knows that this shit is just annoying and he's more interested in manipulating people into hearing it than them actually wanting to hear it.
You have one more stop and I'm leaving.
Oh, thank
All right?
God.
What a fucking legend. And he's right. Finally, something to thank God for this whole freaking debacle. Something that can at last be attributed to a God that isn't just completely outrageously evil. Although, let's be fair, if he was that good, he would have force lightninged his ass before he started spouting his shit.
Oh, thank God. We're going to one day stand before God, and we're going to account for everything we've done.
Mate, that's fine.
No, when you die, you're not going to cease to exist.
Well, that sounds like a claim to me, mate, and not gonna lie, I have a funny feeling that you aren't going to be bringing anything that backs that up apart from, literally, no-youing the guy, who's giving you what for in frankly epic style. And I don't use the word epic lightly, because I don't use any words lightly, I'm well fat.
Yeah, that's right.
He's
That's
gonna
exactly
bring-
right. Now,
that's-
I'm not forcing my opinion on everyone in this train.
Sure you do.
So why don't you just take your opinion and keep it to
It's
yourself?
not an opinion, it's the truth.
It is an opinion. You just think it's right because you're one of those dipshit missionaries who's been trained to regurgitate this shit uncritically into the faces of strangers. But your mistake was pulling this in a nation of people whose national motto is basically, "Fuck off, big fella. It's too hot for this shit, can't?" And that's spelt C-A-N-T because, again, it's too hot for spelling even.
It's your truth, okay?
So do you think truth is allowing our children to make their own decisions at 5, 6, 7 years old?
What the hell has that got to do with anything? And, maybe if you had been allowed to make some choices at 5, 6 or 7, you wouldn't be having this frankly embarrassing exchange in a country that clearly doesn't want you there. Perhaps you would, I don't know, be doing something useful with your life.
Do you think
Where did that come from? Did I mention children?
these are the
All I said
societal
was, can you
issues that
shut
we're
up?
facing? Why are you so angry?
He's angry because you are, and I'm not going to mince words here, mate, a bit of a twat, who is absolutely convinced that because they think something is true, that means they get to inflict themselves and their beliefs on other people, and any nonsensical point that they bring up is valid because of that, no matter how irrelevant to the conversation of shut the hell up it is. Of course, in your tiny little mind, I'm sure he's mad because you're speaking the truth to him. I mean, they said the same about Jesus and people hating him because he just said the truth. But if he was as annoying as this guy is, no fucking wonder they nailed him to a plank. Feeling kind of naily myself right now, if I'm completely honest.
It's not an opinion. I care about you, my friend. I care about you.
Apparently not about our opinions, because we'd like you to shut up.
Yeah, I think that sums up this whole exchange, and I would like, for a second, to go back to the slides from the start. If you're grieved by this, you're an absolute moron. He basically started a fight with a train full of people and refused to back down when he's obviously in the wrong. If that's godly love, well, frankly, you can stick it up your godly arse.
Wait, before you go, I have something super important to tell you. It's life or death. It will change everything forever. Nope, wait, it's gone. Oh well, probably wasn't important. But while I have you, don't forget to comment, subscribe and notify. And if you want more of my smexy voice, check out Mrs. Six's channel Spoonstaff Stories, where I narrate and voice all the videos, and she does the work. And if you want to support the channel, check out the merch store for cool t-shirts, or check out Patreon, memberships and PayPal to support directly. Finally, follow me on the medias of social to get completely pointless guff and to keep up on the latest releases. Oh, I just remembered what I was going to tell you. Whatever you do, don't touch the